Sydney McLaughlin, who we thought was going to be running in Monaco. She is so mysterious that like she's running Monaco. We're talking about a flat 400, and then all of a sudden she's pulling out of Monaco and now running the 400 hurdles in Hungary. What's going on? What are your thoughts on Sydney deciding to run one race after Worlds and it be this one on a Monday afternoon in Hungary?
Well, what was a great movie? Said I'm going to stick to one song and one song only. That's Sydney post World Championships. She's just doing one. Was she going to run the flat 4 in Monaco, or was she going to run the 400 hurdles at Monaco? I
I
never
don't know.
heard a specific race there, so I think people were wanting her to run a flat 4, but that was always projection. It doesn't matter if she's going to run one, whether or not it's in Monaco or it's in Hungary or it's anywhere. It's going to be her versus the clock. Now,
Yeah.
if Femke Bol shows up, there'll be someone slightly closer to her. If Dalilah Muhammad shows up, there'll be someone slightly closer to her. But if we learned one thing from Eugene, it's just that there's nobody close to Sydney McLaughlin. So to me, it doesn't matter where she ran. I obviously would prefer to see her in the open 4 because, as we talked about, she has 0 to prove. This race, it looked effortless. Like Tim Hutchings doing the call was just like kind of downplaying expectations the whole way, and then was like, oh wow, 51.68. Like only Dalilah Muhammad has run faster than that, right? It's still an all-time performance, but that's the thing. Sydney can run a second off of her best time, like she did here, and it's still an all-time performance. So to me, it doesn't matter where she run. I would love to see her run more because she's a phenomenal athlete, so much fun to watch. I'd love to see her run other events, but this versus Monaco versus Zurich versus Brussels, it doesn't matter because the picture that you're seeing on the screen right now, the last 100 meters of this race, that's what you'd see anywhere. Doesn't matter what sort of field you assemble. It's her versus the clock, everybody else racing for second.
Yeah. 51.68. I turned it. I tried to turn it into an interesting stat. It's the 6th time she's broken 52 seconds in her young career. That's crazy. If someone would tell you, like, what was sub 52 5 years ago? That was like a world record. It's like just an unthinkable era of time, and now she's done it 6 times. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
It's not like a bunch of 51.9s. There's some low 51s, mid 51s, a high 50. It's all
There's a 50.
It's all over.
Yeah, there's literally well, that was her 5th best time ever. So that's ahead of a lot of remarkable performances in her career. So she's got obviously world record at World Champs, world record at USA's, Tokyo last year. Then she's got Nashville this year, where the hurdles were probably marked to a wrong spot. And then she has this performance, which is ahead of her 51.90 at the Olympic trials last year, which was a world record. So this would have been a world record up until the Olympics last year. So don't be like she's so nonchalant about it, and she jumps in this race that's a little bit lower key than you could say a Monaco Diamond League, even though the fields were pretty good all across the board. But don't let that fool you. You're still seeing all-time performances from her. And when you look and you see a 51 on the clock now, we're conditioned to think, oh, okay, that's way off the world record. But that's just because she's the only person who's gone 50. She's the only person who's gone 50 by a large margin. So seeing a sub 52 is still a rare thing in women's 400 hurdles. Femke Bol has not broken 52. So again, it's her and Dalilah Muhammad. That's it. And then you go back to 2019 when this world record race kind of started with her and Muhammad, and Dalilah Muhammad ran 52.20 in that race. 52.20. That was a world record.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. We'll see what she does next. I mean, do we know? I mean, she just mentioned she's only doing one race. So
yeah, that's it.
What's she going to do now? That's so much time. August, September, October, November, December. She's probably not going anything in January. Maybe a race in February. But like we're getting at least a good 6 months of no Sydney running in a circle. What are we going to do with ourselves? There's just like, do we get also 6 months off? Should we just take a 6 month hiatus on the podcast until Sydney comes back? Should we go on strike?
we have 6 months to make sure that the schedule for Budapest and the schedule for Paris are such that she can run the flat 400 and the 400 hurdles. That's what we do. We spend 6 months of our life trying to figure that out.
We gotta get a committee together. Who should be on the committee to like? Who should be on the presentation committee to put together the PowerPoint deck to the World Athletics to get them to, you know, change the schedule?
Yeah.
Like, who are you inviting to this meeting? Obviously, it's you and me, right? Colt's
Mm,
coming because Colt's gonna make
definitely
sure.
me, because I
What do
want
you
to
mean, definitely?
succeed in this meeting.
It's both of us. We're both gonna go to this meeting. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough seats, but you would definitely be the first guy off the bench if someone cancels. Who has had schedule issue? Allison Felix wanted us to change the schedule in the past, and they wouldn't change it for her. I feel like we invite
Yeah.
Allison
So,
Felix.
well,
What do you
no,
say?
that you don't want to bring her then because that's bad karma because they didn't change it for her while they changed it for Sydney.
Oh,
You want to
yeah.
bring people who
Michael
can.
Johnson. They changed it for
Michael
Michael
Johnson?
Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. We
he'd
bring
be
him.
one.
I was thinking we bring in Magic Johnson because he's
Okay,
a great ambassador for all sports. And he's going to
and he
be
likes track.
very simple with his presentation. He's just going to say, Sydney is fast.
Sydney's great.
Let's watch Sydney. Sydney's great.
Twice,
And that's going to be like, you
twice,
know what? You
twice.
have a point.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's all we need.
Do we need
We
any
don't need
like
any.
government officials?
So someone to bring in like a big chart, like they got the easel boards, like you see on the
Yeah.
floor of Congress, where it's like
Yeah.
one of them is just a board that has the number 1 on it. That's how many individual events she ran last year, and then you unveil a second board, and it just has the number 2. This
I
is
like
how many
that.
individual events we want to see her run this time. 2.
So we might get this live streamed on C-SPAN. That's like we get the whole Congress involved. They got time, right? They're not doing anything. All right. And
Yeah.
then I mean, real talk though. Do you think if you had to
Real
put
talk.
your firstborn on the line,
Mm.
maybe that's too much of a bet. If you just had to put your
Yep.
like your next mortgage payment on the line,
Yeah.
will she or won't she attempt the double? Based on
Next
all the
year or at the Olympics?
situations, either or, 23 or 24.
Okay. So in this scenario, am I assuming the schedules are going to allow for it in some sort of reasonable way?
You're assuming, I mean, it has to allow for it for her to do it. So that's part of the situation. You have to predict that they're going to change the schedule.
So the question is, will she double in both of them or just one of them?
Either, either.
I want it to happen so badly that I almost think it won't. I guess I would bet against it, and then I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
I think what we could see is the Open Four in 2023, and then both of them in 2024, because it's the Olympics, much bigger stage. Like why she's achieved so much, right? She's already a household name for track fans, but the way you become a household name for people outside of track is do something unprecedented. So save
Yeah.
that for the Olympics. Save
We
that for
do it like a Michael
2024.
Phelps stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Be on TV a lot during those 2 weeks in Paris. And then so doing it during just a world championship, maybe she wants to just get through the 400, do that, check that box, make sure she's got it cuz she's has to be ridiculously confident that the 400 hurdles will be there for her. She's not worried
Yeah.
about that, I would think.
Yeah. I'm just imagining Magic Johnson giving this speech.
Listen,
I think he'd be really good at
I
it.
think we need to I mean, I guess we should have asked Seb Coe at that press conference.
We should have.
Like, will you change the actually, we shouldn't even have even said, "Will you change the schedule?" We should say, "What time is the meeting, and do you have space in your office for our easel boards?" That's what we should have said. Have you got my PowerPoint deck?
Yeah.
Have you have you received my email? There were some people who legitimately asked Seb Coe in a press conference whether or not he received specific emails about specific events happening in track and field. So we would not have been that far off with the rest of that press conference asking if he had received an email about Sydney's double.
We'll make sure to shoot our shot the next time we run into him. That's for sure.
Yeah. Like, and again, I don't want to turn into you with the 4 majors with me talking about the universal schedule, but there should just be a universal schedule So we don't even need to have this mystery about what's going to happen. Like everybody knows, oh man, the 404 hurdle double, that means she'll need to run this many races on this many days. And day 7 is going to be crazy for her. Like you just know. And then there's no
Yo,
subjectivity of why did you change the meet for this person and not for that person?
they're giving right now. They're doing an award
Mm,
ceremony,
yeah.
and they're giving Sydney McLaughlin a cake on stage with her
Oh, it was
face
her
on it.
birthday. It was just her birthday. That's why.
Her birthday.
When was her birthday, Colt? Yeah, scroll down, Colt. Her birthday, August 7th. So yesterday.
Okay, but it's a picture of her in her Kentucky uniform on a cake, and they're just giving it to her. I think she won athlete of the meet anyway. So
Oh,
when you,
speaking of athlete of the meet, you raised. When are we going to start talking about athlete of the year? I guess we can wait a month on that. We'll have plenty of time to discuss.
yeah, we got time.